One classic example of parent-child hierarchy is the organization structure. Unlike multidimensional models, the tabular model does not support parent-child hierarchies out of the box. However, we can make them work with some DAX code. Suppose this is the employee table with employee key and parent key. We will use a DAX function that for any current record traces the path in the organization until it reaches the top level and builds a delimited string. With the help of this string, we will create calculated columns which serve as different hierarchy levels. In the employee table, we create a calculated column employee path which will store the organization path from the current row as a delimited string. To build a string, let's use the DAX formula path which takes two arguments. One is the employee key and the other is the parent key. Here, 1 is the ID of the current row, 18 is the ID of the employee one level above the current employee, and 112 is the ID of the employee at the top of hierarchy. The next step is to create separate calculate columns from this delimited string so we can use them to create a hierarchy. Let's create a calculated column for level 1. This column will store the employee name at the highest level in the organization. To get this name, use the formula lookup value. This formula takes in three parameters. It looks up in the employee key column the ID value 112, which is at the first location from the employee path column. And since the key is integer, we specify 1. For the resulting row, it retrieves the full name of the employee, which will be the same for all the records. In a similar way, we need to pick the employee at the second level in the organization. The formula will be the same, except that we need to choose the second item from the employee path column. This will go on until we have populated the employee names for all the levels. One disadvantage of this workaround is we need to make an educated assumption at design time about the maximum depth of the hierarchy. If suddenly the number of levels explode, you need to recalculate the new levels. Although the final level seems empty, we do have values as all the branches in the organization do not reach the fifth level. We have the required 5 columns to create the hierarchy. Let's go to diagram view and create a new hierarchy in the employees table. Select all the 5 columns and create the hierarchy. Let's name it the employee hierarchy, and once they are part of the hierarchy, I do not require these columns in the client view. Before you proceed, make sure the order within the hierarchy is correct. We can now close this window and test this hierarchy in Excel. Search for the hierarchy and place it in the rows. And for the metric, let me choose sales by employee. As we drill down, notice some blank rows between the items that make up the hierarchy, as all the branches do not go up to level 5. To get rid of them, go back to the data tools, select the hierarchy, and in the properties, hide the blank members. Once you save and refresh, the blank rows should go away.